Thank you so much for joining me for this relaxing wind down class. We're going to go ahead and get started in a seated position. And this class is going to be based around lots of twists, so really unraveling any tension through the back and the legs. And if we just start with the legs out in front and rooting down through the sit bones, maybe drawing the sole of the left foot in towards the inside line of the right leg. So we're almost finding like a tree variation, but sitting down, breathing in deeply. We're going to reach the arms high, and with the exhale, turning to the right, landing the hands down so we can press the back of the left hand into the side of the right leg and maybe pushing the right hand down into the floor. So with every inhale, rolling the right shoulder back and really feeling that twist at the waist deepen on the exhale. Breathing in, taking the hands back up. As we exhale, we're going to land the left hand down, pressing into the left shin, squeezing the glutes. We're going to lift the arms, taking the hips up. Exhaling, landing the hips down, turning to the right, pressing the hands down, maybe into the floor, maybe into the side of that right leg. And if we keep that movement going, so as we inhale, we're going to sweep the arms around, squeezing the glutes, pressing the hips forwards and up. And as we exhale, landing the hips, turning around to the right. Inhaling, sweeping the arms up. Exhaling, turning around to the right, sinking into that big twist. And maybe just one more, breathing in, squeezing to press the hips up. Exhaling, landing the hips down. And from here, we're going to lift the left knee. And we've got the option to keep it right where it is. Maybe seeing about taking the left foot just over and outside of the right leg. But you want to check in with the left knee and the left hip. So if it feels a little bit more comfortable, we can always keep that left foot on the left side. But finding the side that feels possible. As we inhale, we're going to reach the arms up high. And as we exhale, landing the left hand down behind, we're going to hook the right elbow just over the top of that lifted knee. Pressing down into the left fingertips, so maybe coming up. That's going to give you that little bit of lift in the chest. And then pressing the right elbow into the back of the knee. That's going to give you a little bit more twist at the waist. Checking in with the neck. Maybe taking any little neck rolls that just allow any tension through the neck and the shoulders to slowly start to melt away. Breathing in deeply with every exhale, just allowing any tension through the hips to slowly start to dissolve. We can always take a little wriggle of the fingers and the toes, so just making sure we're not holding on to anything there. And then with the next inhale, we're going to release the elbow, taking the sole of the right foot towards the floor. It's going to lift the left leg up. Here we go. If we take the back all the way down to the floor, we've got the option to stay right here. So we're almost in like a reclined shoelace with the left leg crossed over the right. And we've got the option here to complete that full shoelace by lifting the right foot and maybe seeing about taking hold of maybe the shins, maybe the ankles, or maybe the feet, seeing what feels the most possible, the most available. That's what we're looking for. And then with a big exhale, we're going to draw everything close. And sometimes here, taking a little rock from side to side is what feels the absolute best. Maybe rolling the ankles and just stretching the toes out, allowing everything to slowly start to soften, allowing the head to rest down heavy on the floor. Maybe closing down the eyes, drawing a deep inhale in through the nose, filling the belly, and releasing a full exhale. And from here, we're going to release the feet, landing them down, taking any little wriggles from side to side, maybe a little windscreen wiper of the knees, just allowing them to fall from one side to the other, allowing the hips to kind of sink back into the socket they normally sit in. And from here, we're going to take the hands to the backs of the hamstrings, taking a rock along the length of the back, finding our way back up to seated. If we take that all over to the other side, we're going to start by taking the sole of the right foot just to the inside line of the left leg. So we're finding that tree variation once more. And sometimes it's a little bit more comfortable to have the knee lifted, right? We can always rest the knee on a block or on a pillow. We're finding a place where we can allow the sit bones to root down. We're going to start with a big inhale, lifting the arms high. And then as we exhale, turning to the left this time. And we're looking for that big twist at the waist, right? So maybe pressing the back of the right hand into the side of the left leg. And if we press down through the left hand, that's going to give us that little bit of lift. Breathing in, reaching up. As we exhale, we're going to land the right hand behind and then squeezing the glutes, sweeping the left arm up, pressing into the right shin and lifting up into stargazer. Exhaling, landing the hips and turning to the left. As we inhale, the right hand lands behind, squeezing the glutes, lifting the hips. Exhaling, landing and finding that big twist all the way around to the left. With the inhale, we're going to lift. And as we exhale, landing the hips, finding that big twist. Taking just one really deep breath here at the very bottom of the pose. And then turning back through the center, we're going to lift the right knee, taking any little shuffle that it takes to get comfortable, right? And we've got that option to keep the right knee on the right side of the left leg. We can always take the foot over to the other side, but we want to check in with the knee and the hip, right? So we're making sure that everything feels as good as it can. And when you found that place, you could stay for a few moments. We're going to inhale, sweeping the arms high. And as we exhale, we're going to turn to the right. The right hand lands behind. We're just going to hook the left elbow just outside of the right knee, the lifted one. And pressing down through the right hand, that's going to give us that lift. And then pressing the left elbow into the knee, that's going to give us that little bit more twist at the waist. Rolling the right shoulder back with every inhale, maybe taking a little wriggle of the hands, maybe a little wriggle of the toes, just making sure we're not holding on to any tension in any of those parts that often get forgotten about. So maybe just a little roll of the neck. We can always close down the eyes, but if we take one more really deep inhale here, then as we exhale, we're going to unhook the elbow, turning back through the front, landing the sole of the left foot this time, and taking any little shuffles that it takes to come down onto the back. And from here, we're back in our reclined shoelace, but on the other side, right? So maybe this is where we stay with the left foot landed. Or we've got the option to lift the left foot and taking hold of maybe the shins, maybe the ankles or the feet, seeing what feels the absolute best. Breathing in deeply and with a big exhale, drawing everything in close. Finding that big release all through the hips, allowing the shoulders and the back to sink down into the floor. Maybe closing down the eyes and just allowing all the muscles through the face to slowly, slowly start to soften. Checking in with the breath and noticing if it feels a little smoother. Allowing the back of the head to be heavy on the mat. Filling the belly with the inhale. And releasing a full exhale. And from here, we're going to release the feet uncrossing the legs. And if we draw the right knee into the chest, we're just going to see about extending the left leg long. And we get to stay right here, right? If this is that place that feels the absolute best, then this is where we're going to stay. The second option with a big exhale is going to be to roll the right knee over to the left and checking in with the lower back, right? Sometimes you hear a few little clicks and pops, and as long as there's no pain, that's absolutely fine. So maybe taking a little shuffle, resting the left hand on the top of the right knee. And when everything comes to that natural stopping point, just allowing the feet and the hands to relax. So maybe turning the head to the right. Sometimes the feet slide away. That's fine. That just means your body knows where it wants to sit. Taking a deep inhale in through the nose, filling the belly, and allowing that big twist at the waist to draw your attention to all the sensations as the breath moves through the body. Staying here for one more really deep inhale. And then with the next, turning the head back to center. We're going to draw the right knee back into the chest, rolling onto the back, taking any little rocks from side to side that feel good. And from here, we're going to extend the right leg long. We're going to draw the left knee in close. We're going to take it all over to the other side. And sometimes this is where you want to stay, right? That's absolutely fine. Allowing all the muscles through the left hip to slowly, slowly start to soften. The second option with a big exhale is going to be to roll the left knee over to the right and taking any little shuffles that make it feel the absolute best. That's what we're looking for, that place that you could stay for a few moments. And when you find it and everything slowly, slowly comes to a natural stop, we're going to see about turning the head to the left. And maybe the left hand just rests on the body, maybe on the floor. But allowing the feet to relax entirely and all the little muscles through the face. Allowing the belly to fill with the inhale and with the exhale, allowing that big twist at the waist to deepen. Wherever you found yourself, we're just going to stay for one more really deep inhale. And then with the next, turning the head back to center, taking a deep breath, drawing the left knee back into the chest and rolling onto the back, taking any last little moves, any little stretches that it takes to feel really comfortable. And from here, we're going to make our way down into our final resting pose. So maybe resting the legs long, allowing the hands to find a comfortable place, closing down the eyes, and taking a few moments to focus on the breath.